Osceola, it's Judge Jordan. Can you hear me?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're going to begin initial appearances. We're going to first have everybody identify themselves. PD, if you could identify yourself.
Rachel Anderson on behalf of the Public Defender's Office.
All right, State.
Tracy Tyner for the state of Florida.
Great. Okay, have the defendants, Ms. Anderson, been advised in person or by video of the purpose of initial appearances?
Yes, they have, Your Honor.
Ms. Tyner, if you know of any information that the court should be aware of before setting bond, in any case you need to announce it, all right?
Yes, Your Honor. PTR, I don't get the same paperwork, so if you know of anything.
Yeah, so
I'm off
PTR, jump in, interrupt me, stop me. But let me know of anything that's available to them on pretrial release or anything else before I set the bond amount, okay?
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay, so let's have, is Arabito Almonte?
President approaching, Your Honor.
Good evening, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Arabito Almonte?
Yes, Herbert Almonte.
Okay, Mr. Almonte, you're here on allegations that you trespassed on a property and you resisted an officer without violence. I reviewed the paperwork. I found probable cause for the charges. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Now, listen, this is just probable cause hearing. Anything you have to say about the case is being recorded and the state can use it against you. Do you understand?
Yes, no, I understand.
Okay. So I've read it all. I'm going to set the bond at $250 on count one, $500 on count two, and no return to the public's in question.
Your Honor, for the record, he's out on bond on 2 Osceola cases.
Yeah, I've got that. I was about to tell him the bad news.
Okay.
Thank you. That's a good example of jumping in. So you are out on bond currently on a resisting officer without violence on a grand theft auto, 2022 MM2448 and 2022 CF3312. I'm going to revoke those bonds in light of these new charges. You can talk to your attorney in those cases about getting a bond from the judges. Do you understand?
No, can I explain something about that trespass, Your Honor? If you could just ask the state to look into that trespass, because originally I was never trespassed from that establishment.
Okay.
They made that up when they put me in the hospital. They tased me, the whole 9 yards, pepper sprayed me. Then they made it up because in the state never looked into that trespass.
All right, we'll look into it. Thank you. All right, we need Miss Rachel Bello. Now, why are we doing these out of, oh, that's right. They wouldn't be here anyway.
Mr. Bello has a victim.
There's someone here for Bello?
Yes. Hello, Your Honor.
Yes, hold on a second, Miss Bello. Okay. Is this Manuel Bello?
Yes.
All right, can you pull your ID out, and everybody else, if you're getting the box, just show it to the prosecutor. I just want to make sure who you are.
Is that me?
Yeah, but good idea.
That is Mr. Bello. Thank
Okay,
you.
so if everybody out in the audience that's going to come up and talk to me as well as Mr. Bello, raise your right hand. We're going to swear you all in.
Please stand and raise your right hands.
If you're
Everybody in the gala.
everybody in the gallery. All right, we'll do it one at a time. Go ahead, Mr. Bello.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, are you Rachel Bello?
Yes.
Okay, you're charged with battery as an incident, domestic violence. I read the paperwork and I found probable cause. Are you Mr. Manuel Bello, the husband?
Yes.
All right, are you here to discuss the terms of contact with your wife?
Yes, I was, an officer called me earlier this morning, Jenkins. She called me earlier this morning and told me that I could come or here for this moment. That's why.
Okay, because the paperwork I got that they worked up said you didn't want contact. What is it that you're asking today?
No, that's Officer Jenkins called me like at 6 o'clock this morning and went through a bunch of questions. One of them was one of those, and I told her no, I didn't want contact.
Yeah, that's what she put down. That you
Okay,
don't want to
yeah.
have contact right now.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay,
No,
so,
no, I don't want to have contact is the answer.
yeah, you do, you want your wife not to return to the home at the present time?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
okay. So, Ms. Bell, I'm going to point the public defender to you. Does she qualify for any type of pre-trial release?
Yes, sir, she
You do-
does, with a bond.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do pretrial release with a $100 bond. Now, Ms. Bello, listen carefully. They're going to give you some paperwork for you to read over. For right now, we're going to have no contact whatsoever with the victim, and that means direct or indirect. So you can't be texting or anything of that nature, and you don't have any children, as I recall, correct, Mr.?
Do not.
No children. So everything has to go through your attorney. And if your husband emails, texts you or anything, don't respond because that would be violating my order, okay? You're going to have to maintain a separate residence for now, which we find in these cases a good thing. It's a cooling off period. Hopefully y'all can reconcile, but we'll see. But you can return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your belongings. We ask you not to consume or, just say, don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so you can bond out. Do you have someone to post that bond for you?
No, could I do it myself?
I mean, if you got $100, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll process you, and then you'll just need to contact family about making arrangements. But remember, you got to go through law enforcement for that one time to get your items. Was there anything else, Mr. Bello, you wanted to say?
Yeah, well, more specific on the instructions that you just provided, will she be given like a certain person that'll call me and say, hey, Mrs. Bello is
Yeah.
asking her to.
She'll make an arrangement with law enforcement. They'll tell her how to do it, and that law enforcement will contact you so that you're aware she's coming to get her personal belongings.
Okay, and that's my point, because I don't want to be started with like some random appearance.
Yeah, no, they won't. They should contact you. All right?
Yes,
All right, thank you for coming.
thank you.
Thank you.
William Blunt.
Your Honor, mental health is requesting that this be reset for tomorrow due to a pending evaluation.
Reset for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Jose Castellano.
President approaching, Your Honor. Just in the case, Your Honor, if we could just have a moment.
Okay. Are you Jose Castellano?
Yes.
All right.
You have an interpreter?
So, Mr. Castellano, a warrant was issued.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Mr. Castellanos just indicated that he needs a Spanish interpreter. For
No
this.
problem. We'll have a seat. When we get to that, we'll call him back up. James Henson.
President approaching, Your Honor.
Are you James Henson?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Henson, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, methamphetamine. I've reviewed the paperwork. I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. I'm going to set the bond at $1,500, but is he eligible for PTR with a bond?
He's eligible for direct PTR, Your Honor, without a bond.
Okay. So you can either pay the $1,500 or do direct PTR. It's your choice. Apparently, you have been cleared to do that. Obviously, do not consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. 1,500 or PTR? Yeah. Where are we going? Am I flipping?
Your Honor, if I may, it will be easier for the defendant if you would say either PTR or bond, whichever.
That's what I
one.
said.
No. Whichever one is just one, because if you do it with the or in the middle, they would have to qualify as an administrative release, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of them don't qualify that.
So you want me to just say PTR if they're eligible for that?
Right. If that's
Without
if
saying
that's
bond.
what you want, yes, sir.
That's what I want.
Okay,
Whatever's easiest.
yes, sir.
Thank you. You're doing a great job. Where do you want this? You have a lot to go there, guys. So it's your turn. Just step it up. Tyler Jordan.
Mr. President, approaching, Your Honor.
All right, Tyler, I didn't see you at Thanksgiving dinner, so apparently we're not related. So you're here on an arrest warrant for a petty theft, and I reviewed the paperwork, and I found probable cause for the charges. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. The bond's $250 and no return to the scene. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Would I be able to post that myself?
Absolutely. They'll take your money anytime you got it. All right? Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, I need Murrin Dex. Miss Ansley Moran.
Mr. President, approaching, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you Ansley Moran?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. There was a warrant issued on a allegation you violated your probation on your underlying convictions for the burglary, and it's set at a no bond basis. And so what we'll do is we'll appoint the public defender, and you'll be held over till you get to see the judge. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Ari Villarreal.
Hey, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Villarreal, you're here on a charge of batteries, incident, domestic violence, and kidnapping, false imprisonment. Now, I read the paperwork. I found probable cause. Now, the victim, your wife, indicated to corrections that she wants contact but does not want you to return to the home. So my question to you, is there anything about his background I should be aware of, state or PTR?
No, sir.
1 second, Your Honor, from PTO.
All right.
He has no prior arrest.
Or
He does qualify for pretrial release with a bond.
prior arrest for a DV type case?
No, he has no prior arrest, Your Honor.
Oh, no, priors. Okay, great. So if I said PTR with a $100 bond, is that good for you, PTR? On count one?
Yes, Your Honor, if that's what you would like.
Yeah, and then count two would be the same. Yeah. Okay, so here's the problem. Ms. Villarreal's not here, so I can't talk to her specifically, but I'm going to go by what she told them. So here, it's kind of a modified thing we're doing. All right? You have to maintain a separate residence. You cannot return home.
Okay.
You can have no hostile or violent contact with the victim. So, like your children, you can email and text her, but you can't go to the house. All right, and you got to maintain separate residences. So, what I'm telling you is be very, very careful. Anything you text or email or something could be used later to show otherwise. But you can return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your personal belongings. I don't want you to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I don't want you to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. If you have any, turn them in to the Osceola Sheriff within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand? Okay, so be careful on this type of release.
All right. Thank you.
All right? Make it, and in fact, we'll put in there that there'll be no in-person contact as well, which means you can't meet up with her later. So that means y'all, if you're going to do some visitation on the children, she's going to have to do it through a third party, because I just don't want you to be around her. All right?
All right. Thank you, sir.
So her work, place of worship, whatever, you cannot be there with her. So no in-person contact. You see her, you leave.
Okay.
It's going to be phone, text messages, and exactly. Yeah, because they could move to another place, and we want to make sure they maintain separate residences. No in-person contact, yeah. Okay, sir, good luck. Stacy Walker.
Your Honor, can we get a 24-hour reset? Ms. Walker's having a medical issue.
Absolutely. How about injuries and Brano Pacheco?
He is present. This is a matter for the Spanish interpreter.
All right, we'll hold that back for the Spanish. How about Michael Muscat?
He's present and approaching, Your Honor.
All right, are you Michael Muscat?
Yeah, but
All right.
in this courtroom?
I'm sorry?
Are you a judge in this courtroom?
What is he saying?
He asked if he was the judge in
Oh, are you the judge in the courtroom?
Are you the judge in the courtroom?
I am. Can you see me?
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure there is no judge in that courtroom, so you're a traveling magistrate, actually.
Oh, wow, really? Okay, well, you'll just have to take my word on it, okay? My dad was the magistrate, but I'm a judge. I'm sorry. Okay, sir, you're charged with trespass on a structure and resisting officer without violence. I reviewed the paperwork.
Mr. Muscat is being removed. I don't know if you want to proceed without his presence.
I don't know. You can't hear me? Okay.
He can't hear or see you. He's been removed.
Well, in his world, he's the judge, and he must apparently felt he needed to leave, so. We'll reset him for tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge.
Gregory McCall.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning. Are you Gregory McCall?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. McCall, Orange County's got some warrants for you, and they're on a burglary of conveyance, look like with a battery, and it's a no bond, and count 2, attempted carjacking. It's got a $10,000 bond. So, you're going to be held until Orange County picks you up, and if they don't pick you up, we'll give you a bond on the both counts as well.
Yeah,
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Okay.
He has conditions of no contact from a witness and do not return on that.
Okay, and also the additional conditions were no contact with the victim and no return to the scene. And to the witness as well, witness and victims, no contact. Now, listen, Mr. McCall, everything's being recorded, and this, I didn't issue this warrant, so.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes,
How much? Yeah, go ahead.
Your Honor, the thing is, Your Honor, I have no idea what this is even entailing to. I haven't been back to Orlando since I've been shot. So I know for a fact that this warrant and this burglary or whatever happened is not me. I did lose my wallet when I was shot, but I don't have any idea of where this happened or what it happened for. But I know it's not me. So.
Well,
When I came in, the judge, they said they had a warrant for me. When I came in, the last judge told me that he didn't have anything of a warrant, and he didn't think that I should even have been detained. But the very next day, they came in with the warrant.
Yeah. So, Mr. McCall, think of it this way. This is great news that you're here today, because you're going to get this cleared up when they take you up to Orange County.
Okay.
And if they made a big mistake, I'd make them transport you back to Osceola on their dime instead of just letting you out of the BRC and you walking over to the racetrack for Coke.
Okay.
So that's what I would tell them if they made a mistake. But look, isn't it great to get this cleared up now instead of 5 years?
Right, most definitely, Your Honor.
So this was good news for you today. So with that good news, I'll let you go.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, Sonny Mitchell.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Good morning. Are you Sonny Mitchell?
Yes, I am.
So, Mr. Mitchell, Imperial Polk County's got a warrant on a failure to appear on a no ballot. It's a $250 bond.
Correct.
If you don't post it, they're going to hold you till Polk picks you up. And if Polk doesn't pick you up, we're gonna take care of it.
Well, my dad posted the bond last night.
Did he?
Something happened with the funds, How long did the tow company got to pick me up?
Well, when I worked out here in '08 full-time, we gave people 10 days. I don't know what y'all are doing these times. Polk's pretty good, though. So we'll bring you back in here instead of letting you sit in the Osceola jail to address this.
So you think they'll come pretty quick?
Polk does, yeah, because they're right next to you. So hopefully you can get that bond and get out.
Thank you.
All right, good luck. How about Capote? Am I pronouncing it wrong?
Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, are you Genghis Capote?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we were going to see you yesterday, but you had some held you up. So here's what's happening. You were arrested for trespass after warning. I found probable cause, and I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. And we're going to.
The time there, the year already passed. They made a mistake, sir.
Well, we're going to get this cleared up then. Not today, but you've got a bond of $500. No return to the scene. All right. So no return to the Walgreens. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Good luck. Josephine Galindos Lozano. Did she refuse again?
Judge, she's here in the cage, President approaching.
Okay. Are they both hiding? Good morning. Are you Josephine Galindo Lozano?
Josephine Ruby Galindo Lozano. That's right.
All right. So, ma'am, you're
My full name.
okay. Thank you for correcting me. Ruby's my mother's name, so I like that middle name. Thank you. So, you're here because basically a capias was issued. You failed to appear for a hearing, and the judge set it at no bond. And so, what's going to happen is
No, I'm declining that because I'm getting out. I went to court yesterday, and they told me I was going to be released at 5 o'clock. So I'm getting out. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Nope, you can't hold me hostage in here. I'm getting out.
Oh, I'm not holding you. So we'll appoint the PD. It's a no bond status, but like you said, apparently you're getting out at 5.
No, I'm getting out as soon as possible. I'm not going back in a jail cell. Y'all not holding me hostage in jail because I'm innocent, and I'm a drug addict, pressed charges on me, and he was guilty. So, no,
Okay.
I'm not going backwards. I'm moving forward. All of me is moving forward.
Well, let me
I'm
know
not
when the book
playing.
comes out. I can't wait to read it, but thank you very much. All right, do we have Sean Termaine Smith,
I'm moving forward.
also known as Leon Smith?
Your Honor, Sean Smith refused again. Can we proceed without his presence?
Let's see. Yeah, I did.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if we can have a moment, Your Honor, I can't hear anything.
Okay. Sure, we'll appoint the PD to represent Sean Smith, who's charged with a felony battery. I'm going to find probable cause. We'll stay the bond at $5,000 and no contact with the victim. All right? Huh? Yeah. Is that good for you, Ms. Anderson?
Your Honor, that was stay the bond at $5,000.
Yes, ma'am. And no contact with the victim.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so we have one interpreter or two? All right, we're going to get the interpreter on the line, and then we'll take care of the two. All right, so I need to add.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Personal Leon, certified Spanish interpreter. I have not been sworn yet.
All right, we're going to swear you in.
Very well, Your Honor.
All right, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to translate from Spanish to English, English to Spanish, truthfully, in these matters here today?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Jose Castellano.
He's in the cage.
Jose Castellano.
Approaching.
Okay.
And defense will waive formal reading of the charges.
All right. Are you Jose Castellano?
¿Es usted José Castellano?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, sir, you're here on a, I wrote down Orange County. Let's see, is this a Osceola? Okay, so you're here on a warrant that was issued. Well, I won't read the charges as your attorney requested. And Ms. Anderson, do you believe that this is a charge for which the court can set bond?
Usted está aquí presente hoy a resultado de una orden de arresto emitida en su contra. No voy a leer cuáles son las acusaciones, ya que su abogada ha determinado de que no es necesario hoy. Le pregunto a la abogada representándoles a los abogados si esto es una acusación que merita fianza.
Your Honor, Mr. Castellanos indicated to me that he has a private attorney.
No.
El señor Castellano ya me indicó anteriormente de que él está siendo representado por un abogado privado.
Sí, mi hermano va a buscarlo hoy y va a bregar con eso para tener un abogado.
Yes, my brother, he's going to look for an attorney so I can be represented by a private attorney.
Okay, look. We won't appoint the PD, but I believe in Osceola you do some type of review hearings to make sure someone got an attorney.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, we can't hear
I can't hear
anything
nothing.
here at the jail. If we could have a moment or two for the issue to be resolved, we can't hear anything.
Okay. All right, everybody out in the waiting area, can you hear me? So here's what's going to happen. We're going to start orange in a second. When we get to the person that you're here on, you need to stand up, go to the door. The officer will let you in, but you need to have some ID so that we can confirm you are who you say you are. Okay, so you'll show it to the state.
Your Honor, in the meantime, may I have Mr. Castellanos' case number?
Can you find it?
I don't have the warrant number.
Yeah, we only have the warrant number.
We don't have a case number for this case here, it's just the warrant number. I can give you the warrant number.
Sure, give him the warrant number.
320044.
Ms. Anderson, still having problems?
Yes, Judge.
I mean, don't they have someone to take her back to her room?
They're in the process of that, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if you want to speak up a little louder, because she's kind of loud, then we may can proceed. You can try.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Can you hear?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Interpreter, we'll keep going. Mr. Castellano, I understand you're going to get your own attorney.
Señor Castellano, entendemos que usted va a obtener su propio abogado privado.
Is that correct?
If you could
Eso es
ask the
correcto,
interpreter
señor.
to please speak up.
Sí, estamos en el proceso. Mi hermano está en el proceso hoy.
Yes, my brother is in the process of hiring one.
All right. So you do not want the services of the public defender, correct?
Entonces usted no quiere ser representado por el abogado del defensor público, ¿no es así?
No.
No, I do not.
All right. So let me get back to Ms. Anderson and Ms. Tyner. And let me direct you to the statute under which he was charged, 800.04, sub 5, sub C, sub 2, which is the waived reading, but it shows it's a second-degree felony and that the judge can set a bond. Am I missing this?
That's correct, Honor, and the warrant actually indicated that his bond was to be set.
Can't hear you. What?
The teletype indicates that bond is to be set at the IAs today. The state would be asking for a $50,000 bond.
Okay, so Ms. Anderson, the state's asking $50,000, even though you're not his attorney, as a friend of the court. Any comment on that?
Señorita Anderson, aun cuando usted no es la abogada representando al señor Castellano, queremos dejarle saber que la Fiscalía está solicitando que la fianza sea fijada por una cantidad de $50,000. Señorita Anderson, ¿tiene algo usted que plantear al respecto?
Your Honor, I haven't been provided with an arrest warrant that lists any narrative or factual basis. PTR couldn't confirm one either. So at this time, I would just defer to the court's discretion.
All right, so Mr. Castellano, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Bueno, todavía no se me ha entregado ningún tipo de información con respecto a el...
Your Honor, we cannot hear the interpreter. If he could please speak up.
There is no way. I guess I'm connected through the TV. I'm connected to BRC, and you're hearing me through the microphone of the TV at BRC.
How much longer?
Things have quieted down a little bit. If he could maybe repeat.
Excellent. Can you please turn off the microphone so there is no background noise?
Yeah, can PTR mute their mic?
I can't hear words you're saying, PTR.
Counselor, thank you. A mí no se me ha entregado ningún tipo de documentación con respecto a la orden de arresto, por lo que le dejo a discreción de este tribunal la cantidad en la que se pueda fijar la fianza.
No te puedes escuchar bien, se escucha bajito.
The defendant cannot hear me, Your Honor.
Oh, we can just call him.
How much longer till it clears up down there?
They're taking her out now, Your Honor, about 10 more seconds.
Okay.
Okay, I believe we're ready to proceed.
Go ahead, Mr. Interpreter, do it again.
La abogada dijo, no se me ha entregado ningún tipo de documentación con respecto a las acusaciones por las que se emitió la orden de arresto, pero por lo tanto yo le dejo a discreción de este tribunal la cantidad en la que se debe de fijar la fianza.
¿De cuánto es la fianza?
So how much is going to be the bond set?
The bond will be $50,000, no contact with the victim, and no contact with any minor under 18 years of age unless supervised.
La fianza será fijada en $50,000. Le ordeno que no tenga contacto con la víctima y tampoco tenga contacto con nadie menor de 18 años a no ser que sea supervisado.
So, la pregunta mía es, entonces mi mujer me puede, si yo me quedo ante mi hermano, no estoy en mi casa, él me puede buscar las cosas, mi mujer me puede buscar alguna pertenencia que tengo, eso no hay ningún problema, que ella, ella puede estar en la casa, el que no puede estar soy yo, eso es lo que quiero saber.
So in other words, if I'm staying at my brother's house, my brother can go to my house and pick up my belongings, and she can stay in the house, and I'm staying at my brother's house. So the issue is that I cannot stay in the home, right?
Oh, I don't give legal advice. I'm just telling you, you are to have no contact with the victim, and you're no contact with any minor under 18 years of age unless supervised.
Señor, yo no le puedo dar ningún tipo de consejería legal. Yo simplemente lo que le estoy diciendo es emitiendo la orden de que usted no puede tener contacto con la víctima ni tampoco puede tener contacto con ninguna persona menor de 18 años, al menos que la visita sea supervisada.
Okay.
All right, and make sure he reads and signs the Spanish language version of the no contact form.
Y traten de asegurarse de que él firme el documento que está escrito en español, cuál es el formulario de no tener contacto.
Listen, in addition, maintain separate residence from the victim.
También mantenga una residencia separada de la víctima, señor.
Ok, la pregunta que yo tengo, por ejemplo, si la víctima se está quedando ante su tía, un ejemplo, ella no se va a quedar en la casa, ella dice, yo no voy para la casa, yo no voy a esa casa donde yo vivo, mi residencia, y la víctima se está quedando en Orlando, se va a quedar allá permanente por lo que pasó, lo que sea. ¿Cómo yo puedo decirle al juez, mira juez, esta persona, esta víctima no vive en mi residencia ya, esta persona no va a mi residencia? Como él dice que no puedo tener contacto y esa víctima no vaya a mi residencia porque ya esa víctima no se está quedando en esa residencia. ¿Me comprende?
So I would like to ask something. In the event that the victim decides to stay at her aunt's house because whatever, she doesn't want anything to do with me anymore, and she's not staying at the residence, which is also my residence. So is it possible for me? Then I understand that I should not have contact with the victim. So could I stay at that residence if the victim, for example, decides to go and live in Orlando and not stay at that particular residence, which is also my residence?
Excellent question. I'm sure your attorney will explain it to you.
No, because
Eso es excelente, señor, pero estoy seguro de que un abogado se la puede contestar.
Sí, exacto, porque como el juez me está diciendo, por eso que la pregunta es un poco rara, porque dice, ok, si él dice no contacto con la víctima, pero la víctima ya se decidió, le movió la ropa y se quedó, como te expliqué antes. En ese caso, esa residencia no hay nadie, solamente mi mujer, por ejemplo. Pero ya esa víctima no está ahí. Yo no estoy haciendo ningún contacto con esa víctima porque ya esa víctima no está en esa propiedad. Por eso es que te hice la pregunta. Pero yo
Yes, I understand, and the question might have appeared a little bit weird. The thing is that if the victim decides to move out of that residence, take all her belongings and take everything out of that residence, and only in that residence is living, is residing my lady, and then am I able to live there as well? Because the order is that I cannot have contact with the victim, and so if the victim is not living there anymore, so that's why my question.
You can return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Talk to your attorney. He or she will explain. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Señor, usted puede regresar una sola vez acompañado de un agente de la ley para recoger sus pertenencias. Con respecto a la pregunta que usted tiene, hable con un abogado y consúltelo con él o ella. Muchas gracias. Tenga buen día.
Indri Zambrano Pacheco.
President Pro.
Is Julianis Alejandra Mora here?
Yes, Your Honor. You also need Spanish also, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Your Honor, could I have the warrant number for Jose Castellano?
It's an arrest. And, I mean, you want a case number?
If there is a case number, yes, Your Honor.
Zambrano Pacheco? Yeah, it's Osceola. So it's 23-193. All right. Are you Julianis Alejandra Mora?
Yes.
¿Usted es Julianos Alejandro Bora?
Sí.
Can you
Yes.
show your ID to the state attorney to confirm? Show it to her.
¿Le puede mostrar su identificación, por favor, a la abogada, a la fiscal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we've confirmed her identity. All right. Are you Indri Zambrano Pacheco?
Sí.
¿Es usted? Sí. Yes.
Okay, so you've been charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence.
A usted se le acusa de agresión en un incidente de violencia doméstica.
Es una discusión que tuve con mi esposa.
It was just an argument that I had with my wife.
This is just a probable cause hearing.
Simplemente esto es una audiencia, señor, para determinar si hay causa razonable o no.
Anything you say, the state can use against you.
Recuerde que cualquier cosa que diga la fiscalía lo puede usar en su contra, señor.
So I
Okay.
found probable cause, and I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Determino de que existe causa razonable y voy a designar al defensor público para que le represente en su causa.
Ms. Mora, raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Señor, levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
No, hold on.
All right, so,
I swear.
okay, Ms. Mora, I'm told he doesn't qualify for a straight release, but it's my understanding, after you talking to Officer Jenkins, that you want to have some type of contact with him. Is that correct?
Señorita Mora, me han informado de que él no reúne los requisitos para ser liberado para libertad condicional. Pero después de usted haber hablado con el oficial Jenkins, me han comunicado de que usted desea tener contacto con él, ¿no es así?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, so there's no contact whatsoever or no hostile or violent contact with you.
Ok, entonces las opciones son cero contacto, no tener contacto o no tener contacto con usted, pero sin ningún acto ni de violencia ni ningún acto hostil.
What kind of contact are you asking for?
¿Qué tipo de contacto está pidiéndole usted a este juzgado?
Tener contacto, pero sin violencia.
Well, contact without any violence.
Okay, you understand I cannot protect you if you allow him back in the home.
Entiende que yo no le puedo proteger si usted le permite que él regrese a la casa.
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I do understand.
Can you promise me that if he becomes hostile or violent in any way, that you'll immediately do everything to protect yourself and leave the area and call us?
Me promete usted que si él comete o se comporta de cualquier manera, ya sea violenta u hostil en contra suya, que usted se va a proteger y que usted se va a poner en contacto con nosotros y con el orden de, con agentes de la ley?
Sí.
Yes.
PTR, is there anything about Mr. Zambrano Pacheco's history I should be aware of?
No, Your Honor.
Con respecto a la libertad, con respecto a la libertad condicionada, bajo condiciones, ¿hay algo con respecto a los antecedentes del señor Zambrano Pacheco que yo deba de saber?
No.
No, there is nothing.
No prior history.
No, su señoría, él no tiene antecedentes penales.
All right, so I'm going to set the bond as follows.
Ok, la fianza se fijará de esta manera.
It's $250.
$250. $250.
No hostile or violent contact with the victim.
No tener contacto con la víctima ni de una manera hostil ni violenta.
Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
No consuma ningún tipo de droga ni bebidas alcohólicas.
Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
No puede tener en su posesión ningún tipo de arma, ni arma de fuego, ni arma blanca, ni ningún tipo de municiones.
So, Mr. Zambrano Pacheco, I want you to look at me very carefully.
Señor Zambrano Pacheco, quiero que usted me mire con mucha atención.
Lo escucho.
Yes.
If Miss Mora says, take the garbage out, your response is, yes, ma'am.
Si la señorita Mora le pide a usted, por ejemplo, saque y bote la basura, su respuesta es, sí, señora.
One call to law enforcement that she feels that you're violent or hostile, you're going to be back in jail.
Con una sola llamada que ella haga a el departamento de la ley o algún agente de la ley, porque ella cree que usted se ha comportado o violentamente o hostilmente, usted regresará a la cárcel inmediatamente.
Okay.
So you may want to live with family for a week or two while y'all try to work this out, but I've given you a bond.
Por lo que tal vez usted quiera vivir con alguno de sus familiares separados por 1 o 2 semanas mientras esto se va arreglando. Pero bueno, yo le he fijado fianza.
Are we clear?
¿Estamos claros, señor?
Sí, tengo una pregunta.
Yes, I have one question.
Okay.
Diga.
¿Cómo debo pagar la fianza? Porque no tengo más conocido que a ella, para que venga a pagar la fianza por mí.
So how do I pay the bond? Because I know nobody else but her. So I'm going to need someone to pay the bond for me.
Ms. Mara, you can go down to Osceola and pay it, or you can call some family members to go pay it.
Usted puede ir y pagarla o puede llamar a cualquier familiar suyo para que la pague.
Yo puedo pagar.
Que nosotros estamos solos aquí y ella es la única compañera mía. Y
It's
ella
just that-
está en la casa. Podría ella darse a un amigo y que venga a pagarlo.
It's just that it's only the two of us here. We're here alone. We don't have anyone. What can be done is that she can give the money to a friend, and the friend can come and pay the bond.
No, she can go down there and pay it.
No, ella puede bajar y pagarlo, señor.
And 33. The Allen County,
Do you understand, Ms. Mora?
page 9, refused.
¿Entendió usted, señora Mora?
33 is here.
Yes.
Okay. Nothing else? Thank you very much.
Muy bien, eso es todo. Muchas gracias.
Thank you,
Your
Mr.
Honor, respectfully, can I have the case number for Zambrano Pacheco?
There's no case number. Uh, 。 Osceola, is there anything else we can do to help you out?
Oh, Your Honor.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you, too.
Thank you, Mr. Interpreter. We'll be with you in a few.
Thank you, Your Honor, at your service.
All right.
Pointed and I'll reach out to you, okay? Thank you. That way.
Okay, what happened to Janelle Godfrey? All right.
Your Honor, we'd waive.
Don't they just reset him?
No, Your Honor, we'd waive this one.
Really?
My office is okay with waiving anyone unless
Okay.
there's a reason for it.
So on Mr. Godfrey, we'll point the PD. His presence has been waived. So the 3 counts I reviewed found probable cause, stay the bonds, no return, and no contact with the victim.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are you Zanisha Davis?
Yes, sir.
All right, and we've got someone here. Is this Rachel Pearson? Yes. If you could show your ID, Ms. Pearson, to the state.
Ms. Pearson.
Okay, great. All right, so Ms. Davis, there was a warrant issued by another judge on a battery by strangulation as an incident of domestic violence and tampering with the witness to hinder communication. So on count 1, the bond we're going to set today, count 2 was $1,000. So Ms. Pearson, raise your right hand, we're going to swear you in.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
So Ms. Pearson, you can take your mask off, you're in that room by yourself. Are you here to discuss contact with Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Okay, are you asking the court to keep it at a no-contact basis, or you wish to have contact with her?
Yes, because we live together.
Well, that was 2 questions. What was the yes to?
To the contact.
Okay, now you understand these are very serious charges. They're only charges, but they're very serious. No, you need to answer verbally.
Yes.
Okay, and you understand I cannot protect you if you let her back in the house.
Yes.
You're gonna have to protect yourself the best you can, and then you gotta call us if something comes up so that we can pick her up and bring her back to the jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, of course.
So, Ms. Davis, let me turn to you. Do you feel that you could comply with a no hostile or violent contact with Ms. Pearson if I were to allow you to leave?
Yes, sir. We've been with each other since the incident.
Okay, well, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, because it was a warrant. But, you know, let's put it this way. I'll give you an analogy from a famous comedian. You ready? Unless you like music, I'll do a comedian now. So, his name's Brian Reagan, and he has this routine where he says, Adolf Hitler was denied entry into the Austrian School of Art. One thing led to another, and the United States dropped nuclear bombs on Japan. Okay? So it's the one thing that led to another that one has to worry about. You know, we don't drop nuclear bombs on Japan right away. It went through, the one thing led to another, you know, and we go through all that till we get to that point. That's the problem. I don't know where you are on being denied entry to a, art school to that worst case scenario. So you really, even if I were allowed no hostile contact, you might want to live somewhere else for a couple of weeks, get some counseling and work through it. I understand y'all were still together when this happened, but it's serious allegations. So
I understand.
You're gonna be able to comply with the no hostile?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Pearson, you're sure you want me to do this?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. She's not entitled on these charges to any type of PTR, right?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah. So, what I'll do is I will, and no history on her.
Your Honor, she does have some history.
Is it any type of physical?
She doesn't have an arrest for terroristic threats, but no convictions. Her last conviction was for a petty theft.
Okay, but nothing involving Ms. Pearson, correct?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so what we'll do is this. I'm gonna set it at $500 on count one, and on count two, it'll be $150. And with these conditions: no hostile or violent contact with the victim. Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Ms. Pearson, if there are any weapons or firearms, get them out of the household. But you're not to possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And if there are any, you need to surrender them to the Orange County Sheriff within 24 hours of your release.
Okay.
Ms. Pearson, are you comfortable with that?
Yes.
All right, so, and Ms. Davis, you could comply with it?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you could post her bond, and they'll let her out sometime today.
Okay.
Don't know when, but they will, okay?
Okay.
All right, Ms. Davis.
So I have to pay $600 to get out. $650.
$650, yeah. Yep, yes, you do.
Okay. Thank you.
And we appointed the PD.
All right. You have a great morning.
You too. All right, Nicholas Ramirez. Are you Nicholas Ramirez?
Sir.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, you're charged with battery by strangulation as an incident of domestic violence. You don't qualify for the public defender, though, based on what you filled out.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to need to get your own attorney. Is Janelle Johnson here? Your girlfriend? No. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to give you a bond, and it's going to be high. It's $5,000. And the conditions are no contact whatsoever with the victim, your girlfriend, Janelle Johnson.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you read that carefully before you sign it, because that's direct or indirect. So you can't text her, you can't, if she calls you, you can't talk to her, you gotta hang up. If you walk into Publix and she's there, you walk out, just no contact. Now, that could change, maybe, I don't know, but right now, it's a no contact for everybody's benefit. All right? And if you ask someone to send her text messages on your behalf, that's a violation of your no contact order, all right?
Sir.
It's direct or indirect. I don't think y'all had any children,
No, sir.
what I found, read, so we don't have to worry about that. So that's the no contact side. So maintain separate residence. Do not, you may return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your belongings. Don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And don't possess any weapons, firearms, ammunition. If you have any, turn them in within 24 hours of your release to the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Sir.
All right, you gonna be able to comply with all those conditions?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have everything you need. You need to get an attorney though, okay? Thank you. All right. All right, next we have Michael Bean. Is the granddaughter here, Isabella Laura?
No,
Laura?
sir.
No? Okay. What about Kathy?
No, sir.
She's not here either?
No, sir.
Your Honor, the PTR paperwork says that the victim is at work, so they were unable to attend.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bean, I'm so sorry you're here. I read through that affidavit, but unfortunately, I found probable cause for the charges. For battery, it's a simple battery as an incident of domestic violence. I think, correct?
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release.
Okay. So what we'll do is, since you qualify, we'll do a pretrial release, so there'll be no bond. But unfortunately, because I don't have Isabella here to discuss, I gotta keep it a no contact whatsoever with her, which means if she's still staying at your home, you're not gonna be able to go back until she leaves, okay? And hopefully, maybe this is something where it's time for her to move out and go somewhere else.
So, Your Honor, what am I supposed to do? I've been there for 15 years, the house is paid for. So what am I supposed to just get up and go? Because I don't,
Yeah,
my family's not here, so I have nowhere to, if I had family, I can understand that. But I have no family here. Me and my wife were married 15 years, and that's where my residence been.
so as I started this hearing, I am so sorry you're here, I read all this. I hear what you're saying, but I've got to make sure that this isn't a situation, now, I don't give legal advice, but the clerk was telling me, she was whispering in my ear, and you know what she said? She says that if the victim moves out of your home, that you could move back in. Is that right? So, again, I don't give legal advice. Yeah. No, you're right, you texted it to me. Don't worry, I'm gonna pick on Miss Tyner next. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it all.
I have nowhere to go, what am I supposed to do?
So, now look, don't call your wife, Kathy, and say, get Isabella out of the house. I mean, you can't kick her out on the street. But maybe it's time for Isabella to live somewhere else with someone. You know what I'm saying? So for now, it's no contact whatsoever with the victim. So that means you gotta maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your belongings, or just have Kathy get them and bring them to you.
Okay.
All right? And then don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And if you have any, surrender them to the Orange County Sheriff's Office within 24 hours. So again, sorry that you're here, Mr. Bean. No good deed goes unpunished.
Now, do I get those back?
Yes. Make sure you get a receipt, though, from them on that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess let me get this straight. So when I go get my stuff, if the law enforcement come, then I can relinquish those firearms?
Yeah, you don't want to be moving those out yourself. You're best just because you'd be possessing them if you did. You have like a 24-hour window to turn them in. I just, listen. Hey, the judges used to get firearm training from the sheriff's office every year for 17 years I've been a judge. They've now taken that away from us this year. So I wouldn't be, what I'm saying is, I wouldn't want to be holding guns with the sheriff there. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's within the 24-hour window, it's not worth it. Have your wife do it and get a receipt.
So when they take me, have her?
Well, look, I'm not saying, again, the clerk's saying, look, you don't have to go there with law enforcement. She says that your wife, Kathy, can just bring the stuff to you, because that wouldn't violate the no contact order.
I'm talking about the firearms.
Again, I just have Kathy turn them into the sheriff.
Okay, but I'm just saying collect them because they're in a safe right now. Okay.
And look, you might be able to get the sheriff to go over there with you and let them handle everything. You don't want to be touching anything. You know what I'm saying? It's, like I said, they won't even train us anymore as judges. So I'd just be careful with firearms around the sheriff's office.
Okay, so.
Not that they're doing a bad job, they're doing a great job. Yes. PTR. Yeah. Okay, we got to let you go, but good luck. Andrew Brower.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're Andrew Brower?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, so what this is that you were on a pretrial release for a domestic violence case for which it's alleged that you violated the conditions. You were back at the apartment. And I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. I'm going to find probable cause. Now, it was set at a no bond basis because of that. So here's what I'm going to do. You're out on bond on that 2023 CF 199 for battery by strangulation as domestic violence. I'm revoking your bond on that in light of this new charges. So you'll have to go to the judge in that division to get it. And as far as this one, I'm going to keep it on a no bond basis because you can go back to the judge on this one as well.
Your Honor, if I may?
Yeah,
Because this is a new charge, he is entitled to a bond.
it is. That's true. So state.
Just one moment, Your Honor.
I mean, he's out on a battery by strangulation charge. I don't know what other history we have.
State would be asking for a $5,000 bond on the violation of the condition to release. He is entitled to a bond, and he's revoked on the case that this comes out of, so the
Yeah.
trial judge can
Well,
handle
look,
that.
I got him on a no bond status
Yeah.
anyway for stuff, so what do you say to the 5?
Your Honor, I understand the circumstances, no objection.
All right, so it's gonna be 5,000, and in addition, it'll be no contact whatsoever with the victim. You're obviously to maintain separate residence. You can return one time with law enforcement to get your belongings. Don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and don't possess or own any weapons or firearms or ammunition. If you have any, surrender within 24 hours to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You know, and look, I'm not commenting on this case, Mr. Brower, but basically, the allegations are that you went back into the apartment. I mean, that's a big problem, so you need to stay absolutely away from her at this point.
I didn't know I wasn't allowed to go back there.
Okay, well, now you know. If you need stuff, you can return one time with law enforcement to get your belongings, but that's it. So just talk to your attorney about getting a bond in the main case. All right, we're moving on.
I have felony charge.
And I've got Miss Bruna Della Sanctos. Is Mr. Weist here? No? Okay, are you Bruna Della Sanctos? All right, so you're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence.
Your Honor, she does qualify for PTR.
Okay, and I found probable cause for the charge. I'll point the PD to represent you. Now, Mr. Weiss is not here, so I can't give you a no hostile because, or Robin, Peter Weiss, yeah, is not here, so I can't do it that way. So I'm gonna keep it at this point. No contact whatsoever with the victim. Maintain separate residence. Do not return, I'm sorry, back up. Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You can return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Don't possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. If you have any, turn them into the Orange County Sheriff's Office within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna do the PTR with those conditions. So you'll be getting out today, all right? Jovan D'Souza.
No, they're gonna let you out.
Is Nicole here? All right, all right. Are you Jovan D'Souza?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence. I'm gonna point the PD,
Your Honor, he also qualifies for PTR.
and I found probable cause. Are you Nicole, is it Russian? How do you say it?
Russian?
Russian? All right, did you show your ID to Ms. Tyner yet?
That's Ms. Rushin.
Okay, so ma'am, are you here for the purpose of discussing contact
Yes.
with your husband?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna swear you in.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, are you asking for contact with him?
No.
All right, would you like to keep it no contact right now?
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. D'Souza, I think that's good for you too. I think right now you should be separated, have a cooling off period, and not, allow situations to blow up. So I think I will do that. So it's PTR plus no contact whatsoever with the victim. You have to maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with a law enforcement officer to get his belongings. They should coordinate that with you. Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and surrender any such items to the Orange County Sheriff within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand, Mr. D'Souza?
I don't have no weapon at this time.
I understand that, but it's what we're gonna have to do. Now, Mr. D'Souza, just remember, let's say that Nicole texts you. You cannot respond to the text because it would violate your no contact order. She calls you, you can't talk to her. I don't think you'll have any children, do you? Yeah, no children. So we don't have to worry about visitation issues like that. It's just got to leave it at no contact. Maybe y'all can work this out at some point, but you're not going to be able to do it talking to each other. You're going to have to be third parties and the judge approve it. Okay? Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Thank you, ma'am. Raven Francis. Miss Raven Francis.
Your Honor, she also qualifies for PTR.
All right, do we have Alan Richmond or Rondrekta Basden? No? Okay. All right, Ms. Francis, there was a warrant that was issued, and in that warrant, signed by Judge Young, it's alleged that you committed 2 counts of battery, one against your sister and one against your baby daddy's father, okay? And probable cause was found, and the conditions included no contact with the alleged victims, maintain separate residence, one-time return with law enforcement, and do not possess weapons or firearms. So we're going to change it to no bond to a pretrial release. So are you going to be able to comply with those conditions?
I live with Alan.
I'm sorry?
I live with Alan.
Not now. You're going to have to maintain a separate residence.
We have a newborn.
I know, he's baby daddy father. So congratulations.
Yeah, but I mean, she's a newborn and she's breastfed. So I don't know how to, because if I can't have contact with him, how am I going to arrange that?
Yeah. I don't have all the answers here, but for right now, we have to maintain separate residence. You know, you might want to get DCF involved so that the child will be with you when you get out. You're going to have to live with family or somewhere else.
Your Honor,
Yeah?
based off of the fact that they do have a newborn, can we have contact with a third party to conduct
Yeah.
childcare?
So what we're going to do is you're going to have to use, hold on a second, you're going to have to use like your mother, grandmother, someone like that, a third party to contact concerning the baby. I can't, I'm not saying where the baby goes, but you can always get DCF or reach an agreement through that third party where the baby goes. Okay? All right, you got the third party contact? Yes, ma'am. Gustavo Gonzalez.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, he also qualifies for pretrial release.
Is Sandra Peralta here?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Peralta, you can pull your mask down, show your ID to the state.
That's Sandra Peralta.
Okay, great. So, Mr. Gonzalez, unfortunately, we're here on an allegation that you committed battery, incidents, and domestic violence concerning your wife, Sandra Peralta. I've read the paperwork. I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Now, Ms. Peralta, are you here on the issue of having contact with your husband?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you've heard me talk to the other people. It's either no hostile or none.
No contact, sir.
Okay, so, which is good, Mr. Gonzalez, because, you know, it gives a cooling off period and keeps y'all separated. So we find that often works out better. Yeah, that could change later, but for right now, we're gonna keep it at a no contact whatsoever with the victim. We've got a no contact form that we're gonna have you read and sign. Understand it's direct or indirect contact. So you can't be texting her, you can't be calling her, you can't respond to any call she has. And if you walk into Winn-Dixie and you see her, you leave the store. So you don't have any contact. Did you have a question?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna, you said he qualified PTR? No?
He qualifies, yeah.
All right, so we'll do a PTR, pretrial release, and we'll put a no contact whatsoever with the victim. Maintain separate residence, may return one time with a law enforcement officer to get his personal belongings. Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Are there any in the house now?
No, sir.
No? Okay. So if you have them anywhere else, just surrender them to the sheriff's office within 24 hours of your release. Do you have any questions, Mr. Gonzalez?
No.
Okay. All right, so you'll be out today. Yeah, I appointed PD.
Thank you.
All right. Hold on. Miss Maria Lopez,
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
good afternoon. And do we have your husband Samuel there? All right. Ms. Tyner, confirm it's Samuel Lopez.
Samuel Lopez.
All right, raise your right hand, we're gonna swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Lopez, you're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence. Read the paperwork. This is a misdemeanor battery, and I found probable cause for the charges, and I'm appointing the PD to represent you.
Your Honor, she does qualify for PTR.
All right, so Mr. Lopez, are you here on the issue of contact, like I've been talking to everybody else?
Yes.
What are you asking for?
Contact.
All right, so you're asking for no hostile or violent contact is what you're seeking? So, ma'am, what is your thoughts about that? Do you think you can comply with those conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so what we'll do is we're gonna release you on pretrial release, no monetary bond. But we're gonna put in there no hostile or violent contact with the victim. Now, I would be careful on this one, and especially for you too, Mr. Lopez, because, I read the paperwork and it looked like they wanted to charge you as well. I don't know what they're doing. But I would just, yeah, I understand, but I'm just saying, just be very careful. Walk away if it starts to heat up. Consider living somewhere else for a week or two and getting some counseling.
Not a problem.
You know what I'm saying? These things happen in a marriage, okay? No marriage is perfect,
Yes.
all right? Do I get an amen on that? No?
Amen.
Okay, I was just
Yes.
wondering. I thought I was the only one with an imperfect marriage, you know?
No, we good.
I'm just saying, nothing's perfect and things happen, but you just want to avoid any contact.
Yes, Your Honor.
That'll be it. So do it. All right, so let me finish the rest of those. No, don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, don't possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Turn in any within 24 hours if you do have any. And if you got any in the household, go ahead and get them out of the household to a third party if you have any.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want any in the home.
No problem.
I mean, this is Florida. Everybody owns a gun in Florida, so,
Yes.
you know?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
Yes. Can I say something? Can we just leave and go to Denny's or something? 'Cause
You know what?
I'm sure she's hungry.
I'll go like that, and you leave. But they're gonna I can't even order them to give her an aspirin, okay? They're gonna process her, and it's gonna be hours. So you could go to Denny's,
No, I wanna go.
and it's gonna be a while before they do it, trust me.
All right.
Now, I may be wrong. I don't know how quick are y'all processing? 4 to 6 hours.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'd grab brunch if I were you.
No problem.
Waffle House is better than Denny's.
Waffle House, okay. All right, I think we covered everything, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. Miss, how do you say it? React? Rexach. Oh, okay. And is Wilfredo Gomez here, your son? No? Okay. Miss Felicita Rexach, you're charged with battery as an incident of domestic violence. I read the paperwork. I found probable cause. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And it's an unfortunate situation, reading through this, you know? But it is what it is. And, if my kid was living in my house, my 46-year-old son was living in my house, and they had a dog that was peeing and pooping all over the house, I'd open that door and let that dog go out. But that's just me. I would have kicked my son out as well. But listen, there may be a reason he's with you. We don't need to discuss it.
Your Honor, she does qualify for PTR.
Yeah. All right. Listen, here's the deal. I have to, because Wilfredo's not here. I'm gonna give you a pretrial release, but I gotta make it no contact whatsoever with the victim, which means you gotta maintain separate residences. So if he moves out, according to the clerk, you can, I'm sorry, the state attorney has just texted me, and she says that if your 46-year-old son moves out, you could be back in the apartment, but as long as he's staying there, you can't do it until another judge orders else. Do you understand?
So then I stop paying rent?
Oh, listen, I turned the speakers off and I'll tell you what I think about the case, but, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I'll say this. How about this? We're gonna include in there that you can have a third party. Do you have someone that could go to, Wilfredo and tell him, oh, who's shaking their head? Who's that?
My daughter, my 2 daughters, and my granddaughter.
Oh, come on in the room there. Don't want to miss out. You want to get the full show. You paid for it. And let's go ahead and identify yourself.
I'm her daughter, Maribel Echeverria.
All right.
I'm her daughter, Sunshine Acosta.
And I'm her granddaughter, Alexandra Molina.
Okay. So you heard everything I said about Wilfredo. He may be a perfectly great guy and everything. Maybe. But she can't go back as long as he's there. So I am authorizing family members to contact the victim in a nice, uplifting way, saying, Grandma needs to get back, or Mom needs to get back into her apartment. You need to leave. Don't yell at him. Don't force him. If he doesn't, then, you know, you have other options. You know, there's 3 ways you can get rid of someone in your home.
How?
Well, I can't give you legal advice, but there are 3 ways. Unfortunately, and I'm not giving you legal advice, the 3rd way involves a circuit court action, not a county court. I'm not going to give you legal advice, but there is a way to get rid of someone that comes in your home with your permission and then just overstays. He's not on the lease as owning, yeah. So you're on the 3rd way. It's a circuit court action. You'll just need to talk to an attorney. Although I think the clerk's office may help you. I don't know. So y'all talk to him in a nice, uplifting way about this isn't fair. It's her place. You need to move. And then once he moves, you can get back in the apartment. But otherwise, daughter, granddaughter.
Yeah.
So sorry that this is all going through. So we're releasing our pretrial release. It's a no contact right now with Wilfredo, the victim. You can, you'll have to maintain separate residence. You can return one time with a law enforcement officer to get your personal belongings. But I'm also authorizing the daughters and granddaughters, if, do you authorize them to go into your apartment?
Yes.
That you can go over there and collect any items that she may need without having her wait. So she can get some clothes and stuff right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's in there. You're authorized to do that.
Okay.
Moving on, don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and don't be packing any weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Oh, no, I don't have that.
Yeah, all right. Do y'all have any questions?
No.
All right, listen, don't escalate this. And when it gets all cleared up, maybe you can have a coming to Jesus moment with them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right? Thanks for coming, though. See, what great daughters and granddaughters you have.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
Yes. Your Honor,
Yeah.
I loaned him my car to go to work, okay? And he has a key. I would like for him to give me back the key to my car.
So what I want you to do is you talk to an attorney,
Okay.
and they'll tell you about that 3rd option to get rid of people that come and stay. And also about getting access back to your car. Because guess what? If he gets in an accident, who's going to be the first named defendant? You, because you're the
Yes,
owner.
absolutely.
So just say on the record that you no longer authorize him to ride in your car.
Okay.
Say that for the, I no longer authorize
I no longer authorize him to ride my car.
Wilfredo Gomez
Wilfredo Gomez
to use or ride my car.
to use or ride my car.
So if he doesn't get in an accident, just pull up the tape of this and we'll show that he was. And daughters and granddaughters, in your uplifting speech to him, please remind him he's no longer authorized to use the vehicle. I'll even put it in here for you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right, anything else? All right, they're going to process her, but you heard the last one, 4 to 6 hours, so appreciate you being here and catch up with her. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, you You want me to fill that out? I didn't fill that out yet. You want me to add more? You all the legal advice you give me, why would I appropriate anything? Numbers and put, are we up to Mr. Rosado? Okay.
Your Honor, in regards to Mr. Rosado, there was an error in having him scheduled for court because on his failure to appear warrant, he was already scheduled for sentence. He was already sentenced, so we don't need to see Mr. Rosado.
All right, so according to the capias issued by the judge, on January 5th, 2023, he failed to appear for a status hearing,
Your Honor,
but it looks like they sentenced him.
Your Honor, may I provide some background on this?
Yeah.
So he had previously entered a plea and they set off sentencing. He was to be present for that sentencing on the 5th and he failed to appear. For the record, something that has not been provided to Judge McGinnis just yet, he was Baker acted, which was the basis.
Oh, well then he had a reason not to be there.
Yes, Your Honor, but unfortunately, because he was set off, Judge McGinnis did enter an order sentencing him to a year. I don't know that there's anything we can do today.
Well, he'll need to go back to the judge if he
yes,
wants to
but
change that. But I mean, I can vacate this based on the fact that he was in a Baker Act. He was incapable of appearing.
Yes, Your Honor, if we can vacate the sentencing and then he can.
Well, I'm not going to vacate the sentencing. I can vacate this capias, but the sentencing, you got to go to Judge McGinnis. What?
I guess I'm just confused. So he would be released?
Hold on. No, because he's been sentenced to 325 days in jail with 39 days time served.
Yes, Your Honor. And I understand the sentencing. I just am not following what you're saying right now.
Well, no, I was just going to say, look,
I wouldn't have him touch it.
if there's a, yeah, but in the past, we normally don't touch capiases, but I will touch them if they're physically unable to be present for the day they missed in court, like they're in jail here or somewhere else, because the judge wasn't aware of it.
Yes, Your Honor. So I guess what I'm asking is, are you vacating the capias and allowing him to be released?
No, because he's sentenced to confinement.
So, okay.
So look, yeah, I mean, he was sentenced.
And that's my understanding. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying right now.
Well, I
Your
mean,
Honor,
yeah.
since it doesn't really change it either way, he's still gonna be held, and then, based off of my experience with Judge McGinnis, if he's held for these however many days before he goes back before Judge McGinnis, he's gonna get credit for those days. I don't see it really changing anything, him being held at no bond, since I
And
do
they
have
just
a.
schedule a hearing in front of Judge McGinnis.
Yes, Your Honor. I was just putting everything on the record.
Yeah, and I understand, but he's been sentenced. I'm not gonna change that.
I understand there's nothing we can do. I just wanted to make sure that I put everything on the record.
Well, why don't we just leave it as it is, keep it on a no bond basis, and he can go to Judge McGinnis to confirm all this?
Yes, Your Honor. I wasn't asking for anything to happen.
Yeah, so that's what we'll do.
His PD is already aware, and she's going to be filing a motion.
Okay, so it is what it is.
Your attorney is handling it already.
All right, let's keep moving on at this fast
I think they
pace.
need it back.
Are you Emmanuel Augusto Pizarro?
Yes.
It's Pizarro. Pizarro.
Pizarro.
Pizarro. All right. Okay, so, sir, you're charged with grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. I read the paperwork, found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to leave the bond at $1,000, no contact with the victim. You understand?
Yes.
All right.
That's for you, go that way.
And, yeah, I appointed PD. Joshua Alfred,
Bonded, Your Honor.
all right. How about Otis Benson?
Right here, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Benson. How are you?
Good luck, sir.
Good. All right, sir. You're here on these charges of possession of MDMA and possession of drug paraphernalia. I read the paperwork and I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. I'm going to stay the bonds at 1,000 on count 1 and 100 on count 2. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you still have your bonds. You can bond out.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Roderick Douglas. Are you Roderick Douglas?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, you're here on the following charges: possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon, and then a count for possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, third count of possession of cocaine, fourth count of possession of MDMA, and then fifth count of possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I've reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charges. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to stay the bonds at 4,000, 5,000, 1,000, 1,000, and 500. Now, that was the good news.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting. 4,000, 5,000.
1,000, 1,500.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I'll let y'all continue later, but here's the bad news. You're currently out on bond
Sir.
in 2022 CF 12421, and these are similar charges.
Can I say one thing? Y'all?
And hold on, I'll let your attorney. And then you've got a driving while license suspended or revoked with 2 priors that you're out on bond in county court in 2022 CT 7249. Now, talk to your attorney, because anything you said is recorded and can be used against you, but go ahead.
I understand, sir. I'm not trying to say anything pertaining towards those cases, sir. I've been waiting to go to court, trying to do a speedy trial, sir, and they never gave me a court date, sir. I've been trying to get a court date and go to trial, sir, because I feel like, I don't want to get into it, but, sir, I've been trying to go to court on this, sir. It's been 6 months, and they haven't even given me a court date, sir.
I don't know what the problem is. Talk to your attorney.
If I will pay whatever to reinstate and not go get me a lawyer so they can go ahead and see what's going on, sir, but I need to be home, and I got kids and I got a job, sir.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're not going home because I'm revoking your bond in the 2 open cases for picking up these new charges.
They're not able to be reinstated at all?
Oh, absolutely. All you have to do is schedule a bond hearing with the judges. You got a felony judge and a county court judge, and ask them to reinstate it.
And how do I do that, sir?
Through your attorney.
What attorney?
Yeah,
So I'm saying.
I did.
What do I do right now?
You go back there, and then I'm gonna tell your PD.
So basically, I don't get the bond out of jail.
No, you can't get out until the judges of those 2 cases change your bond.
Because they have Your Honor, if
But
he
they
has,
got 33 days.
Your Honor,
without
they
charge.
have 170. Your Honor, if he has not been appointed to us on those other 2 cases.
I'll appoint the PD for you. Well, that's probably the problem why you didn't go to trial.
I mean, I'm sorry, sir, but they should have been to pursue this. And you said they got 175 days, right? So how many more days they got till they can file charges?
Oh, we're showing that the PD's on the case.
I just wanted to make sure, Your Honor.
Okay, well, we think they're there, but they're not, we'll point.
I'm just understanding.
They're already, you have the PD already.
How many times, how much?
Look, sir, you need to take it up with your attorney. I'm just a simple IA judge.
I understand that, sir, and that's why I'm trying to.
I'm not even in criminal as a judge, so I'm just doing my job. Can't help you any more than that. All right, I need Charles Gray. Charles Gray, come on up. How are you doing, sir? I'm doing great. So look, you're charged with possession of cocaine. I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender for you, Mr. Gray. The bond is $1,000. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I was hoping you could R&R me, sir.
No, you're not?
Can-
Oh, you're saying, oh, you'd like me to do R&R?
Yes, sir, please.
I'm not. I'm going to keep it as it is. But thanks for asking. Jeremiah Greer.
Refused, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, refused?
Yes.
All right.
Waive his appearance, Your Honor.
Huh?
We'd waive his appearance.
So this is the add-on one to it? This is the possession of ammunition by a convicted felon and providing false ID to a law enforcement. She's waiving their appearance, will appoint the PD. Probable cause and will stay the bonds at 5,000 to 100 and do not possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. All right? Timothy Hall.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hall. All right, so what you have is this unlawful transportation of U.S. currency, the possession of MDMA, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of a controlled substance, second count. And I reviewed this affidavit, and I would think it would make a good 1-hour TV show myself. But I found probable cause for all the charges. And I'm going to stay the bonds at 2,500, 1,000, 1,000, and 1,000. But you're currently out on bond in 2022 CF 1350. Is that, it might be 01. And it,
01, Your Honor.
yeah, 01, and that's that possession of a firearm and ammunition by a convicted felon and unlawful transportation of currency. So I'm revoking the bond in that case. You can have your attorney schedule a hearing on that as well. Do you understand, Mr. Hall?
Yes.
All right. Elijah Lofton. Are you Elijah Lofton?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Lofton, you're charged with possession of cocaine. I reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. The bond's $1,000. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. State,
Yes.
tell me about this other case, the 2021 CF 7638.
I'm thinking there's not much to tell, but I'm looking.
Okay, what about you, PD?
If I have one moment, I don't think. It's set for trial on the 17th. There was a couple of hearings for motions to suppress.
Okay.
It was originally set to plea back in August, and then they decided to take it to trial, so that's why the.
Okay,
The
so it's
long-
still active on that one.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so, Mr. Lofton, I'm revoking your bond in the earlier case because you picked up these new charges. So you need to talk to your attorney to get you a bond hearing on that case, but you are set for, you say pretrial or trial?
Trial is set for January 17th at 9 a.m.
Yeah, so you may be traveling from here for the trial, but you'll have to talk to that judge. Do you understand?
Maybe traveling from here to Polk County?
Yeah, I'm saying they'll wake you up at 3 a.m, give you a bologna sandwich, dress you, transport you to the Orange County Courthouse for your trial.
Oh, tomorrow?
No, it's on the 17th, it said. I don't know. If you have any court dates in between, they'll take you.
Your Honor,
Are you still waking them up at 3? When do y'all wake them up now?
it's just a hearing.
Anybody know?
4.
Think it's 4, as late as 4 now?
It's just-
Wow. Okay, all right, well, we're gonna move on. Did you? Serrano. Is it Yazel Serrano?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're charged with possession of cocaine. I reviewed the paperwork. I found probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the PD to represent you.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release, I believe.
Pretrial? Does Mr. Serrano qualify? Sure. I'll give him pretrial release that don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You'll be out today.
Can we get random UAs with that? Random urinalysis?
I don't know, what kind of history does he have if he qualifies for PTR? I hear you, but I don't want to order that. Additionally, he's going to be good and he's going to avoid any alcohol or illegal drugs, aren't you? See? So, let me back up. I said you'd get out today. You'll get out on this charge today. If you got other stuff somewhere else, you won't, but just letting you know. Good luck. All right. Oops. Valeska Shields? Okay, no, sorry. So, Mr. Shields, you're here on a warrants, and thought I tagged them. Yeah, here it is. And this was issued on possession of oxycodone, possession of alprazolam, and possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams. The judge set the bond at $1,000 on each count for a total of $3,000 with no other conditions. So I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. Now, I got a cover sheet talking about some other court cases, but I don't know what they're about.
Your Honor, may I be heard on those?
Well, all right, 2021 CF 236 and 2021 CF 13489, sure.
Your Honor, we'd ask the court to take no action on both of those cases. He has been adjudicated incompetent to proceed in both cases,
Oh.
and those are current right now.
Okay. Any objections, State?
No.
All right, I'm not going to touch those, Mr. Shields, but please do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. All right? But you have your bond.
So you have a bond? You can bond, yes.
All right, I got Kareem Young.
He bonded, Your Honor.
How can he bond? He's got outstanding warrants, and this new warrant was November 15th.
Bonds on the warrant.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not in charge of the jail. I just work here. How about Kyle Rampersad?
Mental health, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we'd waive his appearance.
All right, it's a warrant on a failure to appear on a petty theft. Pretrial conference was December 12th, bonds $500. Okay, and we'll point feeding.
Counsel, I'm gonna give you the CPT date.
Yes, ma'am.
The pre-trial conference is gonna be February 20th at 9 a.m. and 4 a.m.
I will let his PD know. Thank you.
David Benson? Bonded? Huh? I've got, well, no, they're all CTs.
No, it should be a 2-2 number. 2-3?
2300615. Oh, that's cost. I'm sorry. No. 612. I'm sorry.
He's not here? Well, there you go. Are you Elliot Koss? All right. Visiting?
I'm here for work, sir.
So other than what's this incident, being arrested and appearing in front of me, do you enjoy Central Florida?
Yeah, I love it down here.
Well, there you go. I'll let the mayor know that you're happy. So let's go over what they got you on. They have you on a driving under the influence. And there was a question I had on this.
I think it's both.
Hold on. Oh, I thought they had them on a notice up here, but they didn't. Obviously, they're required to keep you here and everything. That's what confused me. So look, I read it over. I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. Does he qualify for PTR? No, because he's out of state?
He said that he appears to have an open case in New Jersey.
Okay, yeah. You don't need to answer that. All right, so we'll set the bond at $1,000, all right? And don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
If I had a $2,000 bond dropped here earlier today,
Yeah, you had two, and I reduced it to 1,000.
Talk to the CO.
Oh, you're saying if someone actually put the 2,000 in?
my employee dropped it off at 211.
Yeah, I'm sure they would return the other 1,000.
I think I dropped it off.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have come in if they had, that had gone through.
Could it possibly
possible. But it's 1,000 now, so, all right? Good luck. All right, I got Miss Barnes next. What happened? You're bonded. Okay. I got Thomas Cardenas. Is that you, Mr. Cardenas?
What's your name? Say it.
You-
I'm Thomas.
Okay, Thomas Cardenas?
Mhm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
I mean, are you okay to go forward? You want me to cover this with you?
Okay.
Okay, so you're charged with trespassing. And I reviewed the paperwork, found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you.
Your Honor, if I may?
Yeah,
The state does have an offer of an adjudication of guilt, 7 days for the Orange County Jail, no return and court costs. He does have credit for 2 days. I did discuss this plea offer with him before IA started, and he'd like to take it. Would the court take that this time?
Yeah, it's 7 days with credit.
7 days, 2 days, credit time served, and what was the rest? Court costs?
No return and court costs.
Okay, so it's no return to the publics in question and court costs. Is that what you want to do, Mr. Cardenas?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, here's the problem. You raise your right hand, we're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at you, Mr. Cardenas, and you look a little dispatched. You're like, I'm not sure you're all here. You may be, and this may be normal for you. I just don't know you. So if I ask you simple questions as to who's the President of the United States, your answer would be?
It would probably be on Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Okay, great. And if I asked you what day of the week this is, what would you say?
The day is I think Friday. Maybe.
So I'm a little concerned whether he understands what's going on this plea. Did you want to inquire?
Your Honor, I did talk to him in the back, and he seemed to understand what was going on. As far as knowing what day of the week is, some people know and some people don't.
Yeah, you got the Biden one right.
What, the day?
No, I didn't know the date. I was asking for there's 7 days in the week, and I was asking what day of the week it was. So, all right, we did that one. Let me ask you one more. How many fingers am I holding up?
You're doing a 2.
Okay. All right, so based on what the PD said and based on your answers and me looking at you, I'm going to find that you're alert and oriented and understand what's going on. So let's go through this together. State your full name.
I'm Thomas Gerard Cardenas,
Your date of birth.
1890.
All right, sir. You've been charged with the crime of trespassing. The offer is you'd be adjudicated guilty with sentenced to 7 days in the Orange County Jail. We show you have at least 2 days credit. Yes. Time served. You no return to the publics in question plus court costs. Is that what you wish to do?
Okay.
All right. Did you read over the plea form carefully before you signed it? Did you?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Did you have any questions about the plea form?
No, sir.
All right. So you understand all the things that you're a U.S. citizen, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you understand that you had the right to go to trial and make the state prove their case. You didn't have to testify. You could cross-examine any witnesses. And you're giving up all those rights to take this plea. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes? All right. So as to the charge of trespassing, how do you plead? So here are the options. You ready?
Yeah.
Guilty, no contest, or not guilty.
I would say guilty.
Okay. I'll accept your plea, find your alert and oriented that you understood the nature of the charge, consequences of the plea. And I'm going to send you as previously indicated. You got 30 days to appeal my decision. That notice of appeal must be in writing filed with the clerk's office. Can't afford an attorney, will be happy to appoint one for the appeal. You understand?
Yeah.
Now remember, no return to that Publix. Stay away from it.
I don't even know where it is.
Okay, well. Yeah. Oh, I am so sorry. Hold on. Gosh, we've changed court costs over the years so many ways. Do we have collection court anymore? I thought we did away with it. a year. I'm gonna give you up to a year to pay those court costs, which total, listen carefully. All right? All right. All right, good luck, sir. How about Felicia Fordyce? Is that you, Ms. Fordyce?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're here on a warrant that was issued on a charge of petty theft of a merchant.
Yes.
And the judge set the bond at $500 and for you not to return to the 7-Eleven.
Yes, sir.
So, that's your bond. We'll appoint the PD on this. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Philippe Francion.
Sir, could I talk to you for a second?
Well, you want to talk about the case.
Yeah.
You don't know because, look, everything's being recorded, and I'm not going to be the judge that decides your case.
Yes, I was wondering if I could pay a court cost for $400. Because I work here, and I want to know if I could pay a court cost of $400.
But you've got a bond. You go to a bonding agent with.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't want a bond. I want you to act. I want to pay a court cost.
Yeah. Well, I can't do that for you. I'm sorry. So, you just need to go ahead and bond out. All right?
Okay, $500.
All right. Philippe Francilen. Is that you, sir? Can you state your full name for me?
Felipe Belris, Francilian.
All right. You're charged with trespassing. Is there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offers an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return to the scene and court costs.
All right. Mr. Francilian, raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
State your full name.
Felipe Belris, Francilian.
What date of birth?
Felipe Belris, Francilian.
Yeah, your date of birth, though.
1/12/1978.
All right, sir. So you're charged with this trespassing, and it's my understanding the state's offered you a plea deal, which would be adjudicate you guilty, sentenced to time served, no return to the Walmart in question, and court costs. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you understand that you don't have to do this. You could go to trial. You have the right to counsel. You could confront witnesses. You can remain silent. If you do this, you're giving up that right to go to trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So as to the charge of trespassing, how do you plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest, Your
All
Honor.
right. I'll accept your plea, find that you're alert and oriented, that you understood the nature of the charges and the consequences of the plea, and I'm going to sentence you as previously indicated. The court costs total. So pay the $323 of court costs within 1 year. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you got 30 days to appeal my decision. Notice appeal must be in writing filed with the clerk's office. Can't afford an attorney. One will be appointed to represent you. So good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Denver Freeman. These DVs over the weekend.
Because of your history. So do you want to take this or no?
I mean, if you could ask him to try and come down.
State, have you made Mr. Freeman an offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is it?
Mr. Freeman's offer is an adjudication of guilt, court costs, 32 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days. Your Honor?
And that's a concurrent sentence for both counts?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Your Honor, Mr. Freeman would like to ask the court if you'd be willing to give less than 32 days based off the fact that this was a panhandling.
So state, why 32?
Mr. Freeman was just convicted on January 5th for disorderly conduct. I believe there were two counts of that there as well. He has an extensive history, and I myself have come in contact with Mr. Freeman multiple times.
Your Honor,
I realize.
Your Honor, again, I do understand that, but we're here for not trespassing, for panhandling. So it is a nonviolent offense, and we would just ask the court if they would consider less than 32 days.
Yeah, and sir, I just want to say one thing.
So you said January 5th?
January 5th.
The only reason
And on January 7th, they arrested him for doing similar things?
I believe the exact same thing.
Yeah. I'm not gonna reduce it, so we either go with the bond or he can take the offer. It doesn't matter to me.
if I don't take this, how soon will I be back? You don't know how long it would take to do that? I mean, I just don't understand why I'm eligible for pretrial release. I'll take it.
Your Honor, he stated that he'd take the offer.
Raise your right hand.
Is that 32 days with credit for 2, so it's only
Yes.
30?
Yes.
It's only 30?
Correct.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up though on the record. All right, has he had an opportunity to read over the plea form and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did provide this plea form to him earlier.
You can put your hand down, Mr. Freeman.
Sign right here if you want to take this. And Your Honor, I just want to make it clear for the record, I did inform him that he did not have to take this plea. It was up to him if he wanted.
Absolutely. We are not pushing you to take a plea at all.
Yeah, it's just 32 days for a panhandling charge. Like,
All right, so Mr. Freeman, state your full name and date of birth.
Denver Randall Freeman, March 19th, 1991.
All right, I can barely hear you, so speak up a little louder and get closer to the microphone. All right, sir, so you're charged with the disorderly conduct and then this state misdemeanor charge. And the state has offered you a plea deal that you be adjudicated guilty of both counts.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you'd be sentenced to 32 days in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. They're running concurrent and court costs, which total $273. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you may not like it, but what I have to know is, are you doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir. I'm just, never mind.
Okay, so are you doing it freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you don't have to do this, that you could require the state to prove this case at trial and you can confront their witnesses. You don't have to testify if you don't want to. And, you know, they have the burden of proof to prove these cases. And if you take this plea deal, you're essentially waiving that right.
Yeah, no, I know. And you know, like I'm thinking to myself, like I'm not a slow person, you know, there's nothing wrong with me. The only reason she's offering me 30 days is because she knows if I don't take this offer, then I have to wait out 33 days to see if the state's gonna prosecute. So like, it's like.
Oh, so that's what the prosecutors do? That's why they do that?
It's a no-lose situation for me.
Okay.
I can't win here.
Then don't do it, Mr. Freeman. And you know,
But what
post a bond or go to trial, whatever you want to do if they charge you. It's whatever you want to do.
I just don't understand why I'm not eligible for pretrial release. Like I've got an address, I've got a place where I'm working full-time. Is it like my FTAs or something? Because I haven't had a failure to appear in like 7
Well,
years.
all I can tell you is you just had a conviction 2 days prior to this incident. So I don't know what to tell you. So do you want to go for it or not? I'm sorry?
I guess.
Well, no, I mean, it's like if you were the captain of an airplane we're all in right now, and I said, you know, Captain Freeman, are we gonna land safely in Dallas? And your response is, I guess, I went off the plane. So are you saying yes, this is what I wanna do, or are you saying, I guess so? Because if it's a guess so, I'm not gonna take your plea.
Yes.
So is this what you wanna do?
Yes. I just want to get it resolved.
Again, there's no rush. I mean, if you don't take it, you can postpone or wait until you can postpone, or maybe that 33-day rule will come into effect. I don't know, but it's got to be free and voluntary. Is it free and voluntary? Yes, sir. All right. Now, Are you a U.S. citizen? Yes, sir. All right. And are you on probation anywhere? Okay, because I don't want to mess up your probation. All right, so Mr. Freeman, as to the charge of disorderly conduct and the state misdemeanor charge, how do you plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Guilty?
Okay, I'll accept your plea, find that you freely and voluntarily waived your rights, that you understood the nature of the charges and consequences of the plea. And I will sentence you as previously indicated. You'll need to pay that $273 in court costs within a year. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you got 30 days to appeal this decision. That notice of appeal has to be in writing, filed with the clerk's office. Can't afford an attorney, will be happy to appoint one for you, okay? All right, good luck. Derek Miles. Are you Derek Miles?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Miles, you're charged with battery, and I reviewed the paperwork, and I found probable cause for the charges. And hold on. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Now, I know he's got that other case he's out on. But does he have anything else going on? Any priors?
This is Miles, correct?
Derek Miles.
He does have priors. He has a last conviction on December 4th for driving while license suspended, as well as convictions for grand theft of a dwelling, 3 other dwellises, no motor vehicle registration, operating motor vehicle without a valid license, possession of controlled substance, possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and then a dwellis with 2 prior convictions. That's out of Florida. And then no out-of-state convictions.
Okay, well, help me on this. Is this a battery DV or just a straight battery?
Straight battery,
Yeah. I don't, okay, so, bond recommendations, state?
Say $1,000.
Wow.
Based on the
It's a misdemeanor case, though.
well, he has a hold for,
Well, we'll talk about that.
okay,
But it's a misdemeanor battery.
500.
There you go. PD? Okay, so it's going to be 500 and no contact whatsoever with the victim? Yes, I need him to do a no contact order with the victim. Because there is a relationship issue there. So obviously maintain separate residence. If you have things at the victim's house, you can return. Well, you're gonna have to maintain separate residence. So she's there.
She ain't there.
Okay, you can't go there.
She's not there.
Okay, there you go.
She's not there.
Okay. Don't have any contact with her though, okay? Don't respond to any emails, text messages, calls from her, and you don't be calling, texting, or anything else. Don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't possess or own any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. If you have any, surrender to the sheriff's office within 24 hours. Now, I show that he is out on a misdemeanor false registration by a sexual offender. No, I guess it's a felony, I'm sorry, 2022 CF 12487. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm not going to touch the bond on that one, okay, sir? So you've got a bond to get out on. Doesn't mean that another judge won't touch it for you. So, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Antonio Nobre. Did I say your name right?
Yes.
Okay, and you're Antonio Nobre? All right. So we have assault on a law enforcement officer, resisting officer without violence, and trespass on property after warning. I read the paperwork and I found probable cause for those charges. And, you know, just kicks and giggles, this hotel, Howard Vernon Hotel, My father-in-law built this, I think, back in the 60s. He came up from South Florida to do it. So, kicks and giggles on that one. Appoint the PD to represent you. And I am going to stay the bonds at $2,500, $500, $500. No return to the Howard Vernon Motel. Do you understand? And no contact with the victim. Don't possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and don't possess or own any weapons or firearms. And if you have any, surrender to the sheriff's office within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand? All right. Mr. Preston. All right. Tadarius Preston?
Sure is.
All right, Mr. Preston. You're here on a allegation of exposure of sexual organs, and I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. I'm going to stay the bond at $500, and you're to have no contact with the victim. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Tell me why or why shouldn't touch his other bond. State. You know, I could argue the first part of your thing, but go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, given the nature of the charges today, I would be asking that he be revoked on his cocaine and drug paraphernalia possession, go before that trial judge. It appears he may have some substance abuse problems that are causing him to act out in a way that is unsafe for the community.
That was my argument. PD, wow us.
Your Honor, I would state it is an exposure of sexual organs, but it is also a first offense. And these charges, they're not related. He wasn't found in possession of drugs or alcohol in this case. So we'd ask for no action to be taken. Additionally, again, this is a possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. It's going to take at least 3 months for the state to make a filing decision on this, if not more, because they have to wait for FBLA to come back.
You know, Ms. Cunningham, I'm just gold star for you. As the former chief of defense for the University of Florida Honor Court, you made all the arguments I would have made too. So I am not going to touch your bond. All right? But please do not expose thyself going forward. All right. Mr. Is it Rahman?
His behavior, Your Honor.
Behavior?
Your Honor, can we reset that?
Yes, we'll reset for tomorrow. Derek Ridley?
He refused, Your Honor.
Can we also reset, Your Honor?
Yeah, we can. What happened to Crystal Musser?
She also refused, Your Honor.
Wow. Did they find out who the judge was and they didn't want to be here, or is this something else? They didn't like the bologna sandwich or something?
Are you setting?
Well, I'm hoping Dennis Hoover's here.
He is here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hoover, step up. Okay, you're Dennis Hoover?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're charged with disorderly conduct. Was there an offer made in this?
Yes, Your Honor. The state made an offer of an adjudication of guilt, 7 days in the Orange County Jail and court costs.
How much time served does he have? Anybody know?
2 days.
2 days? Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your full name and date of birth.
Dennis Dwayne Hoover, 12/14/1974.
All right, sir, you're charged with disorderly conduct. The state has offered you an adjudication of guilt, 7 days Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served and court costs. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
At the present time, are you under any type of drugs or alcohol that's affecting your ability to understand what's going on?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you understand you have the right to have a trial in this case, a jury trial, in fact, and be represented by counsel and cross-examine all the state witnesses. If you enter this plea, you're going to waive all that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, and again, is this being freely and voluntarily on your part?
Yes, sir.
So as to the charge of disorderly conduct, how do you plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea, find you're alert, oriented, that you understood the nature of the charge, the consequence of the plea, and that you're otherwise able to enter this plea. So I'll sentence you as previously indicated, pay your court costs, which total $273 within 1 year. You got 30 days to appeal my decision. Notice appeal's got to be in writing, filed with the clerk's office. Ken Ford, attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. Okay. All right. Have a good day, sir. Timothy, is it Lyman?
Yes, sir.
Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're charged with disorderly conduct as well, and I reviewed the paperwork and found probable cause. Is there an offer in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 7 days in Orange County Jail and court costs.
Has he got 2 days in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so the same offer. Is that what you want to do, Mr., is it Lyman? The bond's $250. You don't have to take the offer.
I take it.
Okay, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, now, Mr. Lyman, the transcript might not read it, but when you said yeah, you said it in such a way, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yes,
So I
sir.
got to know.
Yes, sir, I take it. Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's your free and voluntary decision.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to ever feel like you're being pressed to do this. Okay, so raise your right hand, we're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state your full name and date of birth.
Timothy Dwayne Lyman, 12/4/1982.
Okay, sir, you're charged with disorderly conduct. You've heard what the offer is. Adjudication, 7 days with 2 days credit time served and court costs. Is that what you wish to accept?
Yes, sir.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation currently?
No, sir.
Are you on any type of drugs or alcohol impaired in any way?
No, sir.
All right. And you understand you could have gone to trial and you could testify, you could remain silent, you could make the state prove their case. You could call witness, you cross-examine witnesses, be represented by attorney. If you take this offer, you're waiving all that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, so as to the charge of disorderly conduct, how do you plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea, find you're alert and oriented, that you understood the nature of the charges and the consequences of the plea, and I'll sentence you as previously indicated. Your court costs are $273, so pay that within 1 year. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got 30 days to appeal my decision. Notice appeal has to be in writing, filed with the clerk's office, Ken Ford, attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. Have a great day. Leroy Mack. Is that you, Mr. Mack?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're charged with disorderly conduct. I reviewed the paperwork and I found probable cause for the charge. State, did you have an offer?
I did. It's gonna be credit time served
Adjudication or
and
withheld?
adjudication.
Adjudication and credit time served. And what would his court cost be? No, I'm sorry. I was not doing the PD fee before. Because she's helping out, but I never appointed her. Oh, did she? She did, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so, has he filled out the PD form already?
They're given to you.
All right, so the PD's appointed. I guess they weren't all those. But you've been giving it with the PD fee, right? Did we swear him in yet? No. Let's swear in Mr. Mack.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, state your full name and date of birth.
Leroy Mag, August 13, 1959.
All right, Mr. Mack, you understand you've been charged with disorderly conduct, and the state gave you an offer of adjudication and credit time served plus court costs. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir. If I can make a payment on the court costs.
Yeah, we'll just give you a year to pay it.
Okay,
So anytime between now and a year. Is that good for you?
that's good, yes, sir.
All right, you understand that by entering this plea, you're giving up your rights to a trial on the case?
Yes, sir.
And you're a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation in any case right now?
No, sir.
All right. And are you doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, so as to the charge of disorderly conduct, how do you plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, I'll accept your plea, find that you're alert, oriented, the judge to the nature of the charge, consequence of plea, and I'll enter the plea or the judgment as previously indicated. So you'll be, if there's nothing else holding you, you'll be out today. You got 1 year to pay your court costs, which total $273. All right? All right, you got 30 days to appeal that decision. Notice appeal has to be in writing, filed with the clerk's office. and a foreign attorney will be appointed to represent you if qualified. All right, Mr. Nguyen.
Thank you for your service, Mr. Mack.
Your Honor, do you not want me to sign these?
You're charged with disorderly conduct, and I reviewed the paperwork and found probable cause. Did you want to enter into a plea?
Yes, sir.
What was the plea?
An adjudication, court costs, 7 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days.
All right, so that's $223 court costs payable in a year. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
State your full name.
Tuấn Ngọc Nguyễn.
Thun?
Ngọc Nguyễn.
Oh, now I say win, so it's not win?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I pronounced win wrong all these years. Thanks for correcting me. What's your date of birth, Mr. You put your hand down.
December 31st, 1972.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Just had one. So look, is anybody forcing you to enter into this plea?
No, no.
Okay, are you doing it freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Okay, so let me tell you what can happen. Worst case scenario, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you enter into this plea, potentially you could be deported.
Yes, sir. I am understanding.
Well, I could have the public defender as a friend of court talk to you, but, you know, that's a rather severe consequence, Mr. Nguyen, if you're not a U.S. citizen.
Your Honor, he states he still wants to move forward.
Thank you.
With the plea.
Okay, all right. So again, we don't give immigration advice. We're just telling you a potential worst case. You're okay with that, though?
Thank you.
Okay, are you currently under any type of medication or alcohol?
No, sir.
Okay. And you understand you could go to trial on this and make the state prove their case.
Yes, sir.
And we have appointed an attorney for you, and you could call witnesses, cross-examine witnesses. You could testify or remain silent. But if you enter this plea, you're waiving all those rights. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, so as to the charge of disorderly conduct, how do you plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty? All right. I'll accept your plea, finding that you're alert, oriented, that you understood the nature of the charge, the consequences of the plea. I'll sentence you as previously indicated. You got 1 year to pay those court costs. All right?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
And Miss Carmen Vargas. Somehow, you got the last case. How early did they wake you up this morning? I mean, how early? Just early? 4 o'clock-ish? Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of, to get up, but hey, we're here. So, you're Carmen Vargas. You are charged with the open container violation. And I read the paperwork and I found probable cause. Now, look, the bond's only $250, but I understand that you want to enter into a plea. State, what was the offer?
Credit time served with an adjudication.
Adjudication, credit time served. Now, she's out on bond on another case. Is that going to affect that bond, to your knowledge in general? Not asking for a total legal opinion.
No, I don't think it should, as this case is going to be closed out. Based on the charge, the open container is not
Something that y'all would worry about?
Yeah.
Okay. And then as a friend of the court, PD, do you agree?
I agree, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So, raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You got what? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So, did you say yes to that swearing in? Okay. So, you heard the offer. Is that what you wish to do? Okay. Is that anybody forcing you to enter into this plea? Doing it freely and voluntarily? Are you currently on any narcotic cold medicine, drugs, or alcohol? All right, you understand what's going on? You understand you're giving up your right to a trial if you accept this plea? As to the charge of open container, how do you plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty? Huh? Guilty? I'll accept your plea, find that you're alert, oriented, although a little under the weather, and that you understood the nature of the charges. So it's adjudication and credit time served. You got court costs, which are $223, which need to be paid in 1 year, okay? All right. And no action on the bond.
Yes, sir.
Is there anybody else we can help?
We're all done, Your Honor.
All right, well, I'm gonna miss you guys tomorrow when I start my business court trial, but I'm gonna get over it. All right, so, well done, everybody. That'll conclude.